Lucrecia, we're here in Los Angeles. You're homeless, living in a tent. Tell me about it.
Well, I became homeless 3 years ago. After I'm a cancer survivor, I went through cancer for through treatment for 7 months. I was diagnosed with lymphoma at a late third stage cancer, which very little hope of remission, very slim. But thank God, after 7 months of really hard treatment, I was able to recover and became cancer free.
Now, how did you end up homeless?
Well, I lost my job, lost my house, and then I ended up having to move in with my parents. And because of the amount of people that were living at the house, the manager would not allow us to be there, so I had to leave. And I had to leave my kids there with them.
Now, is that because of your health crisis?
Because of, well, in the apartment, the management was like, I was not in the contract at that time.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't allow an extra, and if I stayed, it would be an extra like $600 a month that my family had to pay. So
Yeah. So I just was wondering, did your cancer and your health crisis play a role in?
of course, that's what brought, basically that's how I ended up losing my job, because I had a chemo and radiation together as a combo, so the treatment was very aggressive, so that I had missed work to the point where I couldn't stay working. My health just got worse.
Yeah.
Because even though cancer was gone, my immune system was really deteriorated.
Now, you are also a veteran.
Yes, I was in the Army for 4 years.
Now, isn't there any help? I understand there's a push to get veterans off the streets.
There's a VA, and I mean, there's just my way of thinking. I haven't gone because of my situation. Once I became homeless, I became a drug addict, and I just feel that there's veterans that really need the money, and I didn't feel right about taking that money that belongs to people that really need it just because of a bad decision that I made. So I decided, until I got out of this situation, that I will actually get my benefits and just leave somebody that really needs them.
So, did you start doing drugs when you ended up on the streets?
Yeah.
I mean,
Actually, right before, it's kind of like I was going through treatment. I was a single mom, had a job, and basically the only thing that they introduced me to meth, and that was the only thing that would keep me up and running to be able to go through treatment, to go to school, and then do the single mom thing and do the job. So that's how. And then it was very, like everybody thinks you're stronger than that, but nah, this is something that you have you lose control over.
And then when you're out here, meth is almost the perfect drug because you don't want to sleep out here, and you got to
Exactly.
hustle to.
Basically it keeps you up and safe from all the dangers out here.
When you're sleeping, you're vulnerable.
Exactly.
Even somebody that's army trained.
Exactly.
So what now?
Well, the good thing is that my use of meth is done and over with now. I do smoke weed once in a while, but I mean,
Everybody smokes weed anymore. It's legal. I mean, gosh.
but I mean, my plans are right now, gradually, little by little, I was able to talk to I never lost contact with my family. I was been involved with my kids no matter what. I'm involved like in school, and then I go home and do whatever I gotta do, birthdays, everything. And I do work a part-time job. I do whatever comes my way. They tell me, like, the other day, 7-Eleven asked me to go throw some concrete away. For 30 minutes, I got $150, so I'm still responsible for bills and stuff for my kids.
So you're not doing meth anymore. You're working the best you can.
I was able to contact my parents, and they want me back home. They finally do want me back home, and they always wanted me, but it was more like a pride thing. But I was like, I'm not. My dad kind of threw me out at the time. Yeah. But I mean, I'm gradually like, I'll go home and just like a day and just spend a day out here with the people, because my family's out here too. So you don't leave your people behind just because you're doing better. This is my family. It's street people.
Now, where's your family at?
Here, just about 5 minutes away from here.
Oh, really? So are you going home?
Yeah, I'm going home. Like I'm saying, it's a process of adapting back,
Yeah.
because kids are not used to mom being at 80% or 70. They're used to mom being at 100%, and I have to get myself back to 100% because they don't have to settle for less. They have no fault in this, you know.
Yeah.
So,
And how long have you been out here?
3 years.
Yeah. And so now, yeah, it's a process. What people don't understand is you adapt out here. This becomes your culture. This becomes everything. And going back into a normal society, there's a whole lot of new challenges. And reconnecting with family and kids, there's
Yeah, it's hard because like my the level of patience I used to have with the kids is so much less than I used to be. Like I was used to, that's all I knew, being a mom, working and being a mom all the time. So now it's like when I'm with the kids and they all try to talk, get my attention at the same time. I get kind of anxious. It's
Yeah.
because I got unused to being all alone with the kids, and that's why I'm doing it little by little because I need to adapt back to what I used
smart.
to be. Yeah.
That's smart. Proud of you. How long off meth?
About half a year.
Half a year, 6 months. That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I was out here for 7 years and I have 24 years sober.
Wow.
And meth was how I got up and heroin was how I got down.
Oh,
and
wow.
that was my thing. So congratulations. You can do it. Oh my gosh. So awesome. And you're going home. So you're not going to be homeless pretty much.
Yeah, basically I took a lot of my stuff back home, and my kids are like, they understand. They're not pressuring me because my mom told them don't pressure her, let her come home gradually. Like, and also I have worries out here. I have people that I love that are here with me, and
Yeah.
it's like one of the things that holds me back. I love my dad, my street dad, basically the person that took care of me from the day I was in the streets to the last day of life that he had. He died for 5 months ago in his tent. We used to live on the other side of the other block, and we found him dead in his tent. So it's kind of like an emotional thing. Like I feel like if I leave here, because I wasn't able to bury him because I didn't have no legal rights over him.
Yeah.
So his body was there until they do the whole bunch of bodies, they burn them or whatever they do.
Yeah.
I couldn't claim his body. I tried, but I couldn't. So it's kind of like I feel like leaving here is like leaving him behind. It's kind of like
Oh my gosh.
we promised each other we would leave this place together.
Oh, so what's life like out here? I mean, you're just talking about somebody you're close to passing away. I mean, what is life like out on the streets of Los Angeles?
It's dangerous. I mean, you have to always watch your back even with the people closest to you. You just never know. Unfortunately, a drug addiction will change people, and it will forget any morals that they had before, any type of values, you know. And it's an illness. A lot of people don't see it like it's not just partying. People think it's just partying. No, an illness becomes almost like a necessity to be able to be out in here. It's cold. I mean, we get used to. I appreciate things so much more, like a warm bath and a bathtub and a stove and just being warm. Things I didn't. I mean, not that I didn't appreciate, but things that I just looked at it as a normal thing. I appreciate so much more now.
How does the public treat you? How do the police treat you? The sweeps and different what?
Just for the record, there's the two Olympic police officers, Argueta and Lucero. They are the worst human beings I ever met. They have like harassed us for over 2 years, and then they'll do illegal sweepings. They'll take last time, like not too long ago, they say they took everything I had, and I have the right to 60 pounds in a bag. I wasn't able to get nothing, not even my purse out. I was left with what I was wearing, and these two officers, they're just on it. Thank God, right now they have some new laws for homeless people, and for what the cops could do. So they really kind of like step back a little bit, especially like Koreatown for all. These great people that help us all the time. I mean, Jane, she's a great person. Also, what's her name? She's the Caucasian lady. What's her name? Do you know her?
They're all great. I
Yeah.
like the K-Town for all folks.
Yeah, they're on it. I mean, they've been taking care of us on it
So
every week.
the police took everything except the clothes you're wearing.
Everything, just what I was wearing. That's what's left. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And how many times did you lose your stuff?
In a month, they took my RV. I was finally able to get an RV and then pay for it little by little. They took that because it was unregistered. I mean, there was no reason. I mean, they took it with everything I had, and then a week later they took everything I had in the tent. They wiped us out on the other side. Then I came here a week later after that. They wiped me out here, everything. Koreatown for all giving us all brand new tents, and they took all the tents when it was supposed to be like a kind of like an express sweep where they were just gonna take bulky items. They pulled the whole tents with everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
What would you want housed people to know? Normal folks. What would you want housed people to know about homelessness?
the people out here, we're human. We have values, and we were raised right. It's just a bad situation that we have to go through. Everywhere I live, thank God, I always try to keep it clean, and I try to be very good with the people, try to keep things in order. So, like, for example, the business here next to us, like, they actually backs us up. If the cops come or anything happens, they let the cops know, like, hey, leave them alone, they're not bugging us. The school right here, like, their whole street was full of trash. It had all kinds of, like, mud. It was just, kids could not pass through there, so I took the time to, with my people, were able to sweep everything out. We took the mattresses, everything that was on that side, and then we cleaned it. We fixed the trees. The trees were all dry, so they started blooming now. We put water in them and we pick up all the trash. So they're, like, actually really thankful for that.
Oh my
They
gosh.
bring us food, and they're just, like, the people here, like, they're really good to us. They like us. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, you offer a layer of security, which is what people don't understand, is that, with you guys out here watching the place, less is going to happen. It's actually the opposite of what NIMBY people think,
Yeah. Sorry, I got some lame friends.
No, it's all right.
They're just overprotective.
Yeah.
I've been around. I mean, I'm like the only girl. I've always been the only girl around the area, so they like really overprotective. They take care of me. Like, they have houses, they have homes, but they still come and hang out with me, and then they still bring me whatever I need, like covers. I get a lot of, like, good people that take care about us.
Well, you're going to be off the streets soon. You're going to be back with your kids, back with your family. You're off meth. You're working.
And
you're on your way up.
Yeah, and then as soon as I do that, I'm back on the streets helping out people.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot about that. You once got an award from the mayor of Los Angeles
Yes.
for your charity work.
Yeah, it was March 19, 2016, for an event called Viva la Mujer. I got an award for my charities. I used to do a lot of charities before I became homeless.
So you were helping homeless people and feeding homeless people and doing all kinds of charity work, got an award from the mayor, and you end up homeless.
And I think that's the reason I was able to adapt to it better, because I seen it with my own eyes when it happened. So I was able to understand how it was. I guess I consider myself like a chameleon. I adapt to any environment.
Yeah. If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
3 wishes. One would be that my kids would not have to suffer what they have by me not being home. Bring back a person actually bring back 2 people that passed away. That I could see them again and I could bring them back. And the third one would be that there was no homeless situations for anybody. That nobody had to be homeless ever.
Great wishes. Thank you very much for
You're
talking.
very
to me.
welcome. It's been a pleasure.